666.
Riyadh season 2022 is coming up. It's going to be lit. Big announcement yesterday from the chairman of the board of directors of the General Entertainment Authority, the GEA, Turki Al-Sheikh, one of the more interesting guys in Saudi. We've done a segment on him. Soccer club owner. He's the guy, I was thinking about this, Richard. He's sort of like the master of ceremonies of all the entertainment things going on in Saudi. So probably has a very interesting job, would make a great documentary. So he confirmed yesterday the start of the Riyadh season, which is October 21st next week, and revealing some interesting details about what's in store this year. Context first, Richard, you and I know this, but the Riyadh season is in its third edition. It's sort of like a citywide fair and festival that lasts for months, not just days or weeks, and it takes place in various forms across different neighborhoods all across Riyadh. This year it will take place in 15 separate areas across the Saudi capital, part of Vision 2030's broader goal of making Saudi Arabia a more attractive place to live and visit. And this year there is something for everyone at every age. On to the deets, which were revealed. First, the season will be kicked off by a performance from Cirque du Soleil, which is cool, obviously. Two of the main entertainment and dining areas, the Boulevard Riyadh City and the Boulevard World, which are two separate areas, are kind of new. The Boulevard Riyadh City is year-round. It's restaurants. It's really cool. It's like a new promenade there. Those will be connected this year by a cable car with a capacity of up to 3,000 visitors per hour. That's new and really cool. The Boulevard Riyadh City area has been expanded to include 12 new restaurants and cafes, in addition to 25 Arab and international plays, including 7 Saudi plays. Also cool. There's a lot of cool things in this. You've got the other area, I guess, main area, Richard, which is the Winter Wonderland, and that's more like your traditional fairground that will have 5 new attractions. So that has like a Ferris wheel and rides for children and stuff. That looks really cool. It's like a carnival sort of. It's right next to King Abdullah Financial District, KAFD. It's across from the forthcoming Zaha Hadid metro station, which is awesome. That won't be in operation yet for this year, but inshallah next year they'll have that ready to go for people to visit. Riyadh season will also include the Riyadh Zoo with more than 1,300 animals of 190 species. So that is really awesome too for the youngsters to see. Good amount of sporting events as well. The World Cup kicking off right next door in Qatar in a few weeks. So Al-Sheikh announced that the Riyadh season would include the Fan Festival Zone at Mersool Park, which would accommodate 20,000 fans for each game, in parallel with the exhibitions on late football star Diego Maradona on the Newcastle Club and the Newcastle Club, excuse me. So those are like little exhibits for Diego, who is a legend, and the Newcastle Club, which is now owned by the Public Investment Fund. Other sporting events, soccer demonstrations, exhibitions. So there's a lot going on, Richard, in the coming months. This is a Riyadh season. It's going to be it's going to be cool. It's going to be something that people are very excited about, and it's not something that you miss if you're out of town for a week or two. It's around all winter.
You forgot it's going to be WWE matches as well.
I did forget
you
that.
had a great overview. No, this is amazing. The only quibble I have, and I don't have, it's not a quibble, but the only expansion I would say, you mentioned citywide. This is countrywide. Mm-hmm. People are flocking from the Eastern Province and Jeddah, from both coasts, from the south and the north, to Riyadh for this. It's become a destination event. And it's just remarkable because you mentioned first, 2019, we had 2019, 2021, and 2022. Obviously, 2020 was lost to the pandemic. It was not long ago when the height of entertainment for Saudi Arabia was the Ramadan viewing season, when they, a number of shows and serials and big TV events, usually Egyptian or other Arab countries, not, sometimes Saudi, but not often. That was the big deal. And, and if you wanted to have entertainment for your family, there's probably something locally. There was probably a small carnival and that sort of thing. And you could go to the desert, and I'm sure there are a million things to do, but there weren't a million things to do. I take that back. There were things to do. But certainly if you were going on vacation with your family, you were probably leaving the country. It's just, this is, when it came out 2019, we've talked about it in 2021, obviously, with terms of the 966, but 2019, we covered it in depth with Sustig Review for sure. It's only grown. It starts, you get started now, it's just a destination place, and it's only grown. And I think it's kind of funny. 2019 season, there were 12 different zones. The theme of it was Imagine. 2021, there were 14 different zones, and the theme of that was Imagine More. And 2022, 15 different zones. Theme of 2022 is Beyond Imagination. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's one reason why Turki Al-Sheikh's job must be fascinating. Wouldn't you love to have a job like this where nobody says no?
Yeah, and your budget is just like unlimited.
Every idea you come with,
I want to throw a months-long party.
I want to see that come to pass. Yep. Make it happen. And so you see it's reflected in this. It's just an extraordinary destination event in Saudi Arabia, not only for Saudis, but people who, outside the country. And I just think it's remarkable how it's grown and how, the commitment they put into it. And it's not a little thing. It's from now, sort of mid-October through March. So there's time for you to get there, and there's all sorts of reasons to get there, because it's a great event, exciting, and no more, than for Saudis who just have to be beside themselves to have this sort of opportunity and these sort of venues for themselves and their kids.
Well said. I mean, to be able to go out and walk around in the winter, it's really nice in Riyadh, especially during the day. In the summer, you can't even really go outside during the day because it's just dangerously hot. But in the winter, it's pleasant. In the evenings, you can put a jacket on. Richard, they were assembling the Winter Wonderland when I was there a week or two ago, and it just was massive. I mean, it really looks like a very cool fair, and we've seen photos of it, but it looks like it's going to be awesome. I also didn't mention the fireworks display. There's going to be, I think, 75 different fireworks displays over the next coming weeks and months. Looking online now, Richard, I didn't see this before, but just as you were talking, they do some drone art stuff where they fly a bunch of drones up in the air. I think China did this at one of the Olympics recently, but it's like, I'm looking at one that's and I'll try to include this. Actually, it's a huge picture of MBS, but created with drone lights, and it actually looks amazing. But there's just like a bunch of stuff like this. And
this is what I mean. To be Turki Al-Sheikh, somebody, hey, what about drone art? Yes.
Yeah.
What about a zoo, 190 animals? Yes.
Do it. Here's my checkbook. But it's funny. It's like when we go to the beach, Richard, in the summer, or just going to the boardwalk. It's like what there is to do is to sort of walk around and look at stuff and be with the family and have some games and entertainment and food and stuff like that. This is sort of like that. It's like a boardwalk, a beach boardwalk all over the city for a few months with different things going on. Also a chance, if you're a local entrepreneur, like in the SME sense, to get your restaurant out there, get your food truck out there, your new flavor out there into a large audience. This is a good way to do it. Same goes for artists as well. There are different places where you can display your art, and I know that that's a booming scene in Saudi now. But Richard, that's a great point about this being sort of a nationwide thing. Last year, the numbers on domestic tourism soared because of Riyadh season. People took the local Saudia flight or Flynas flight to Riyadh to spend a weekend there instead of maybe going to Bahrain or Dubai. So just really cool.